Hey, and what's going on, everybody? It's Zero here, and today I want to talk a little bit about running Torment 6 without the Zunis set. So, a lot of people put a lot of stock into how powerful the Zunis set is, and there's no doubt that it's very, very strong set, but it's just going to become stronger with the next patch. Right now, it's a little on the short end of the stick, I think, especially when you want to get into Torment 6. I mean, you can definitely do it, but it requires a lot of work, I think. And you can actually really become a lot stronger without using it, without using a Ring of Royal Grandeur, without using, Zuni set at all. And the only set that you need to worry about is Oghild's. It's a very strong set. The 3-piece set bonus is just phenomenal. So obviously you're going to need the staples for the Witch Doctor. You're going to need a Tasker and Theo. You're going to need a Mask of Jerem. There's no denying those two things. But let's just look at the build for a minute. So we're going to be running Plague of Toads, Adling Toads for obvious more CC. Locust Swarm Pestilence because we do have a Hoj Wrap, which means 80% slow effect, which means more CC. Going to be using Summon Zombie Dog, Rabid Dog as our main damage dealer. Piranhas, Frozen Piranhas, which seems a little out of place, but it has a very fast cooldown and it's cheap to use, and we're just using it for more CC. Big Bad Voodoo for Slam Dance, obvious. We want more power for elites. Spirit Walk, Honored Guest, Fierce Loyalty, Pierce the Veil, Midnight Feast, Fetish Sycophants. So two of these are just for making the dog even stronger. Again, Pierce the Veil for even more damage, and then Fetish Sycophants because you want the dagger wielding fetishes. Because they hit strong no matter what. Like, they hit hard even if you're not stacking the physical damage or the fetish army damage. It doesn't matter. They're gonna hit hard regardless. And then on your gear, we're going to pump as much damage as we can into Summon Zombie Dog. So we got 15% on the shoulders, we got 10% on the chest. Still need to reroll that, but rerolling chest is expensive. And we also going to pump up the poison damage. So we got poison on our bracers. We've got poison on our pants. Okay, we've got the Hoj Wrap, we have a Renho Flare, which is what makes Adling Toads so freaking good. And then we are using Eucopian Serpent, which is going to make our big dog even more powerful because he's soaking up 27% of our damage. You're going to want to go for an Int Vitality roll on the Mojo for sure. In fact, you're going to want to go for Int Vitality on most pieces of gear whenever possible, realistically. We're running Ice Climbers because being immune to freeze is phenomenal. We're running a Countess Julia's Camo because being immune to Arcane is amazing, and this one's a badass. It's trifecta. It's very good. Ideally, you want a Stone of Jordan in here with poison damage if possible, but that's a little easier said than done. So right now we're just running a trifecta Leorix. And then over here on your Tallmans, you're going to want to ideally have crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and attack speed if possible, but that's, again, easier said than done. And right here on the shoulders, see, these shoulders need work. I need new ones with a vitality roll instead of life percent, but, it is what it is. So yeah, that's basically what you're going to be going for here. We're basically, all our gear is just used to fuel our giant dog and make him as strong as possible because he's going to be doing the majority of your damage.
Brave the rifts, and you will be well rewarded.
Get in here. We just start going to town. The Adling Toads is not going to spawn too many fetishes for you. It's all about the Locust Swarm. That thing procs Fetish Sycophants like crazy. Here we go, our first elite. And more often than not, I mean, if your elites don't have, pretty beefy skills or whatnot, you're not going to even need to use Slam Dance if your dog is strong enough. If you've put enough into your attack speed and crit hit chance and crit hit damage, your dog is just going to be hitting like a friggin' truck. And with the Adling Toads coupled with the Locust Swarm, the CC is just, it's out of control. Again, we are using the frozen piranhas because it's just cheap, it's good CC. So whenever there's mobs around, you just hit them with a Locust Swarm and it's just gonna make all your fetishes. Whoop! That's a piece of shit right there. Locust Swarm will proc Fetish Sycophants like absolute crazy. It's unreal. Oh look, we got doubles. We're gonna drop a Slam Dance here. Try and get these guys in the middle of the Slam Dance and let our pets go to work on them. See, these guys just go down like it's nothing. The dog is just so powerful. You can obviously run Variant Fire build on this if you want to. You could even go for a physical dog. It doesn't really matter. I think Poison and Fire are definitely ideal though. But the dog is a little bit messed up right now. The AI is screwy on him. Sometimes he doesn't attack and you have to resummon him to get him refocused or whatnot. And I know there's a bit of a problem with the fire dog as well and how his damage is working. As you can see, we've had no problems whatsoever so far. And our toughness is, you know, nothing to brag about. We're sitting at like 8 million toughness here. Is that right? What are we at? Yeah, 8 million. 8 million toughness, T6 solo rift. Less than 500,000 health. Drop that piranhas down again. They're gonna walk right into it, slow right down. Coupled with Locust Swarm and the Adling Toads, they're just not even gonna come near you half the time. I don't really see too many people running the frozen piranhas. I either see Piranado or Wave of Mutation. Wave of Mutation is nice because it gives you a small buff to your damage. But I really think that the frozen is the way to go. It's just another means of controlling your engagements. Obviously, ideally, you would run Piranado, which is obviously the best one, but very long cooldown, and without Grave Injustice to bring it down fast, it's not going to be as useful in this build. But come the next patch, when we have these Hellfire Amulets, we can get Grave Injustice on Amulets. Witch Doctor, you know, as if it wasn't good enough already, is easily going to become the best class in the game. Imagine this build, Piranado, and Grave Injustice on an Amulet. Electricity still hurts, no matter what. You have to hate electricity in this game right now. Yeah. Electricity is what always does it to you. fact, I think it's always the electricity that kills me at this point. It's so strong. Not that that's a bad thing. These elites should have things that can wipe you out fast. See, it doesn't take too long to clear a T6 rift. You know, as long as you get a good spawn on what type of level it is. Spider caves is usually a giant pain in the ass to clear, but this one goes pretty quick. So you can just stand right in the middle of it sometimes with this build, depending on what they're throwing at you. Get them all locked down and confused. They're going to be moving super slow and fighting each other instead of you and your pets. You run this build in a group and they're going to love you. This is the kind of build that gets you constantly invited to guilds. There's also a variant of this build with that I've used here and there that gives you even more toughness, makes you even more tanky. It doesn't use the Hoe Drap, which means it does not use Locust Swarm. It's just more of a tankier version of it. You can easily run this without you can easily run it without the Swampland Waders and Hoe Drap. Like if you have Blackthorn's belt and pants and an amulet, you can easily swap that in, and that'll just make you even more tanky because you're going to be immune to all those ground effects. Oh, those guys are nasty. Teleporters are such a pain. If you've noticed that the dog has gone down, even without the dog, clearing trash anyway is pretty easy. We're gonna have our Guardian pop in a minute. Rift Guardian is here. Oh, we gotta get out of that. Who do we got? Who do we got? Let's see how fast she goes down.
Need more mama.
It's nothing. It's just a joke. Oh, she didn't even give us a Forgotten Soul. She's being stingy. And that's what it takes to clear T6 Rifts solo with a Witch Doctor. No Zunis. I don't think I've picked this up. See if we get a transmog out of that. Oh yeah, that's a piece of garbage right there. Okay, so that's it. That's what it's gonna take. You get your 3-piece All Hills, Mask of Jerem, Tasker Theo, some trifecta rings, preferably Stone of Jordan, Amulet, Swampland Waders, Hodrap, Ice Climbers, Coprian Serpent, and of course the Renho Flare. Paragon points, you can pretty much put them wherever you want, as long as you have... Oops. As long as you have... ideally you want to have around 1.8 attacks per second. That's just for your Adling Toads. You want to be able to whip them out fast. Crit hit chance around 50, and as much crit hit damage as you can possibly get. And boost your poison damage and summon zombie dogs damage as much as you possibly can. Movement speed also helps to hit the cap for that. And area damage. Area damage is a good one to have on this build as well. That helps out your toads a lot. So that's it, guys. That's how long it takes, roughly, to do a rift with this build, T6 solo. And let's do another quick thing here. We'll do Ghom with this build. Ghom is pretty much the standard for testing your build against bosses. Run over here for a quick second, spawn some fetishes. If we can find some enemies. Lucky for us, we get an extra elite to kill. Alright, let's go. See what I mean about how fast the fetishes spawn just with these skills is fantastic. Locust Swarm really gets them out fast. Slam Dance. Look at his health, just flies down like it's nothing. There you go. I don't think our health even dropped once. He didn't do any damage. Witch Doctor, so OP.